Alright, everybody, welcome to episode 6 of an interview with someone you don't know.
I love old castles, so I booked a trip to Scotland. But
I have a
pina
freaking
coladas
ad that
using
needs to
free
quit.
hotel cancellation.
That was nice. Well, episode 6, an interview with someone you don't know. Today's guest, we have Nikki Q. Welcome to the interview, Nikki Q.
Hey, what's up? How are you doing?
I really like your background. I had to match it today.
It's awesome. We're vibing there. Love it.
All right, so I have to give you an opportunity to explain what you have going on with your background and what you are helping organize as well. You want to take a minute and talk a little bit about that?
Sure, thanks. Yes, this is for Barge Fest, which will be August 26th through 29th in St. Charles, Missouri. It's a revival of the nation. We're going to have Mike Lindell, Brian Kahanick, Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, lots of speakers out there bringing the truths. We're going to have baptisms. It's going to be at the Family Arena, as well as a second venue that's going to be an outdoor venue that's going to be kind of like a fair. I think we're getting a Ferris wheel. We're going to have a lot of different things going on. 1A Praetorian, Robert Patrick Lewis, will be doing our security. It's going to be a great event. We're starting Thursday night off with the shofar blowing. We are looking at countries all over the world. We're going to have a minimum of 300 shofar blowers in the audience. And then we're going to try to stream it all live together where we can get everyone blowing the shofars at the same time. On Friday, we're going to have our slipper revolution, which if anyone wants to go on mypillow.com, they can put in the code word BARDS, BARDS, and save 40%. But everybody's going to be wearing their slippers that day, and we're going to give the tyrannical left the slipper smackdown. So that's going to be fun. We're planning to have 7 companies that are kind of borderline, not following the Constitution, that we're going to call them out and let them know that it stops then, the tyranny stops, we're done with it. So it's going to be a really great revival of the nation, and revival of the spirit, and kind of bringing God back into the country more.
Well, you do know, I had to do some research at one point in time. We call what's going on the Great Awakening, and
yeah.
The Great Awakening was actually a name of a revival in our nation in the past. So I really like the fact that we are actually seeing that happen, as well as the Patriotic Awakening. We're also having a great revival happening. So it's nice to see.
Yeah, we're calling it the Revivolution.
It's good. It's good to see that happening. Now, how'd you start your day today, Nikki?
Well, the morning started off actually watering the garden, feeding the animals. I did a patriotic garden. This year I ordered seeds, the heirloom seeds from rareseeds.com, which is like Baker's Creek. And so of course I went out in the garden and had the water going on early since it's hot here in the South. I did prayer and worship on this morning with Bards. We have, Peace Be Still, and then our storm dispatch and making calls, doing busy stuff.
All right. So, more importantly, what did you have for breakfast?
What did I have for bacon and eggs?
Bacon and eggs. And you have coffee?
Yes. Of course, coffee.
All right. So how do you take your coffee?
I take it with just a few sugar, about 2 sugars and like 5 cream.
Oh, that's a lot of cream.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like milk coffee.
All right.
I like more cream than sugar.
All right. So I love my coffee. The darker, the better. But I also do not put a drop of anything else in it. Just straight black. I want some mud. Just straight mud with my coffee.
You got the manly coffee.
No, it's not just manly.
That is manly coffee. Men are supposed to drink coffee black.
It puts some hair on your face though, maybe. So that's
so that's why I gotta have my cream. I don't need no hair here, I'll let you have the hair.
You have a little bit of a farm going on there. Would you like to talk a little bit about your garden and your animals that you have around your garden? And maybe show us a little bit?
I will. Let me get over here and I'll show you. While I'm on my way over, I will just talk a little bit about it. So I started with chickens. I have meat birds. I have turkeys. I have ducks, and I have geese. As far as the animals, I'm looking to work with a local farmer to start buying cows, and he's going to teach us the process on how to raise the cows, feeding them, and things like that. And I will show you the garden. In the garden, I have squash going right now, and I'll show it to you. I have squash, zucchini. I have some corn. I have various different types of corn, beans, lots of peppers. This is one of my gardens, and it's probably about 150 foot long, maybe, by about, 20 foot wide, I guess.
And what do I hear in the background?
And then what?
What do I hear in the background?
You hear the geese, and I will show them to you. Here are our wonderful geese. I have several species. I have Toulouse, African buff, brown Chinese, and then I have a white and golden goose. I also I have lots of different chickens. I've been working with someone on figuring out what lays what and how to feed and that kind of thing, and trying to keep, my farm as organic as possible. I don't do antibiotics, and none of them were vaccinated. I got them all from chicks and from younglings. So I don't have, none of the antibiotics, none of the harmful growth hormones or any of that's in my feed. I get local feed. So I'm just really trying to be as self-sustaining as I can. Last year when the food shortage happened, it really put a scary thought in my mind, because I am in the South and we have lots of farmers around here, but yet we couldn't find, even at the local places, local grocery stores, meat places, stuff like that, there was nothing. So I wanted to make sure my family was going to be taken care of. And Scott started talking about Patriot Gardens, and I really love that idea. So I've got that going now, and trying to help others be able to be self-sufficient and do that kind of thing. That's
it's really great. Having your own garden really helps supplement your cupboards, but it also helps you save so much money.
Yes,
it really does. And what are you doing? Your geese, are they pets, or are you getting eggs, or do you eat them?
I am wanting eggs. Right now, they're still kind of pets. They're young. I've got, the youngest is a month old. I have 3 Toulouse geese that are a month old. Those were the hardest ones to find. They get very large, 20 to 30 pounds, I believe. They're French geese, and their eggs are actually about 4 or 5 times larger than a regular chicken egg. They contain more omega-3s, and they're actually better for you. They do have a higher cholesterol, but they're a lot better for you than, the traditional eggs or even going in the grocery store. Plus, you can have one of those, make an omelet, and feed like 5 people almost with one egg. So I'm waiting on those to start producing the eggs. And as with like my ducks, I've got some ducks as well, and they're also for eggs.
Well, Nikki Q, you are my first interview or where I'm streaming on multiple platforms. You're the first one to show up over on my D Live. And
Oh, yay.
And I actually have a chat that is combining my YouTube comments and my D Live comments, and we actually do have some people watching while we're doing this live. So
That's awesome.
I want to give a shout out to Dare to Dream Soaps and More, Joanne Smith, Zane 1776, Love for All, Old Truther. We have who else? We have Platinum and Diamond. We have Baby Cakes. What's up? Thanks for showing up, Jeff Bowers. Thanks
Hi,
for showing up,
guys.
13th Generation Patriot.
Here.
This is sweet. I can't believe I actually pulled it off on my first try.
I knew you would. I had faith in you, man. I knew you could do it.
I like to get into a little bit about maybe what started your Great Awakening process. I understand people go through it at different times, and it's not. Some people have went through it recently. Some people have been going through this process for a number of years. So could you take a moment and go over maybe the original events that really started you down your rabbit hole?
Sure, yes. So early last year, probably January of 2020, I was a nurse and I was working, and we, of course, got wind of what was going on with the virus and overseas. And so I started, looking into that, and things started not adding up when they were, doing the mask and trying to get out the amounts. And I knew something was off. And then I had a friend of mine that had shared Dave with X22 and then Scott with Bards of War. And so I started looking there, and I got into the Q, started going through Q drops and, the typical Anon kind of thing. And I actually saw what was going on, with our medical industry and how they were really abusing their oaths that they sworn. And I actually left nursing last June because of it. I was not going to be a part of the injustice that was going on and what they were trying to push with the mask mandates and everything else. So that's kind of how my awakening started, was, I guess, because of the COVID situation and just realizing, hey, I stopped long enough to see something wasn't adding up and wasn't right. So I went into looking for answers, and that's where I found lots of answers and lots of things that just wasn't making sense.
Donald Trump. How do you feel about Donald Trump?
I love Donald Trump. He is still our president. I don't like that he's, got this vax agenda going on. I know that he came out with it, and I know that he had to do that because so many were, pushing him for something. They were going to keep us locked down and keep a lot of things going on. But yeah, so I followed him. I went to the rallies. I would, I went all over that I could to have a chance to see him, to meet him. I actually got to meet Don Jr. and Kimberly down in Atlanta, November 5th, after the election stuff happened. I met them down there in Atlanta at an event at the Staples Center, which is now the State Farm Arena, I believe. So that was really, really neat. I enjoyed that a lot.
Now, have you heard about the Megapalooza event that I am putting on this summer, the weekend of July 16th through 18th?
Yes, in Kentucky, and I'm so excited. I am trying my best to be able to be there. I unfortunately had a knee injury, so I have to have surgery coming up on the 28th. But as long as I can be mobile and walk, my butt is going to be there because it looks like it's going to be so great. I saw the boat parade and the camping. That's my favorite part. I love to camp. I'm a primitive camper and camp anytime that I can. So I am very excited for that event. That's a big take on, man. You took on that and put it together, and it's looking great.
Well, I have been a little outspoken in the community since I started now doing interviews and making video content of challenging influencers in our community to actually organize anything in real life. All right, so one of the things that I do appreciate about Bards and what you guys are doing is that you guys are organizing something in real life. I can't state how important that is moving forward, whether it's just networking, attending, getting over the fear of going out and doing something in public, but it is one of the most important things we could be doing in the community. And if any of the influencers, yes, you, that might be watching this at home, do something with your platform, organize in real life, because we can change the world. If someone like me can do what I'm doing, then imagine what all these big influencers, what they could actually pull off if they put their minds to it. And it's not even a money issue. Like, we can do this without money, and I can verify that. So this is it's quite the summer to be a patriot, because we are actually witnessing more and more people wake up because of what's currently going on in the Biden administration. More people are waking up. We just you just watched the G7 coverage this weekend, Nikki?
I caught part of it. I mainly liked watching Putin and Biden like at the table and at the conference. That was kind of hilarious. And then his lies on Jinping. I can't say his name correctly, but saying how they were not old friends, and then just less than a year ago, old dementia ago, I guess he forgot that he had said how they were such good old friends. So, that was funny. He's always good for a good laugh.
There was a couple times this weekend where he got caught mumbling. He got caught, I'm talking about Biden again. He got caught mumbling. He got caught seemingly being told something in his ear that he didn't understand, and then like pretty much repeating what he heard in his ear again.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody in chat, if you have any random questions that you'd like me to ask Nikki before we get done with this interview here, we have about another 4 minutes left to go ahead and shoot. Nikki, where can we find you on social medias?
Okay, so on social media, you can find me on Telegram. It's NikkiKnight on Telegram. I'm still Nikki Q Patriot on Twitter, but I'm not over there too much just because I'm trying to keep that account, but not, I'm not there as active. So usually Telegram is the best one to find me. And that's NikkiKnight at Telegram.
All right, and for the viewers
and then
watching,
we're also on PodBean. On PodBean, we're on Bards of War. I'm on there. I moderate there for Scott. So we have daily shows there as well. We do an 8 a.m. and an 8:30. We're covering the Federalist Papers at 8:30 now. 9 a.m. I'm sorry. We covered the Federalist Papers at 9. We're almost done with that series. We went through every one so far. We're up to 73. And then in the evenings at 9 Eastern, we have BardsFM. At midnight, we have Fishers of Men. And then on Sunday, we have what's called Expedition Cafe, where we have different artists that we bring in, or different topics. We had shofars last week, and it was really cool. So there's always something different there.
All right, so for the viewers watching, after we complete this interview, I will contact Nikki and get all of her info, and I'll put it in the description box of this video, so you'll be able to go back and find her. And as always, I'm just now building my platform, so if you're on DLive or YouTube, remember to click the like button, subscribe, do all that stuff that, influencers always try to tell you to do, because it actually does matter. It gives you the notifications when I go live. Also let you keep up with people in the community, because I think the people in the community are the most important part of our movement. And so I keep on
Yes.
doing these interviews. I call them interview with someone you don't know. Um, and that's because you guys are worth talking to. Everyone is worth having their voice be heard, and I want to share my platform with people like Nikki, with people like Smo, like Mad Love Mama, like Pie Anon, like um, uh, Liberty Q. These are the interviews I've
Mhm.
done so far. Now we add Nikki to the mix. I want to thank you for coming on, Nikki, and giving me your time today. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Enoch. I appreciate you having me on here, and I will definitely give you all of those ads. I have some others that are longer, but I'll give you so that way everybody can find me. And I definitely appreciate what you're doing, man. It takes us all. We have a huge voice that we just all have to step up and be brave enough to use. And so I thank you for promoting us that are trying to use our voice and for good to get the word out there and to make a difference.
And I just have two final questions from the chat here.
Sure.
We have Sooner Matt. He says, random question. How hard is it to keep ducks and geese near the house?
It's not too difficult. The ducks want to wander more than the geese. They like to go be curious and go off. The geese are very content to have their pools and stay out in the yard. I do have them fenced in, but they free range. And so I have the geese actually with my chickens right now, which they don't recommend, but they were all buddies. So they wanted to stay that way, and I've left them that way. So they kind of just wander out into the field under the tree when it gets hot, but that's all. They don't really want to go anywhere. They don't want to go away. I have mallards. So I clipped the mallard's wings recently. It's very easy, and the feathers are made of keratin, so it doesn't hurt them. It grows back. It's the same thing that's in our skin and nails and hair. So I found a really good way to do that. So that way, because mallards are notorious, I heard, for flying away, but they're staying so far. The geese really love it. They follow me all over the yard and think I'm mom.
All right, and one final question is, because I could keep going all day, so I have to end at some point. But one last question is, Love for All Old Truther asks, how do we find Scott?
Okay, so Scott is not actually on Telegram right now, but we have a BardsFM family room that I can get you the link to. You can find us on PodBean. We are getting ready to come back to YouTube some. We've been censored really bad over here. So we had to pull all of our content because they were going back for videos that were years old and picking out whatever little word that they found they disagreed with. So right now we are streaming. Scott's on, he's streaming on PodBean on Bards of War. And then we're on Telegram, and we're also on Gab. It's Bards of War on Gab. They can find us there or find Scott there.
All right, and why don't you say your final words to our viewers? Say goodbye to everybody.
Bye, y'all. Have a good day. God bless. Thank you for listening.
All right, and I'm going to go ahead and say my final words and then end the stream. You'll probably hear me because I'm not exiting out of the meeting, but I'm going to go ahead. You have a great day, and thanks for coming on.
You too, E. Thank you.
Okay, everybody, thanks for tuning in that watched live, and thanks for those of you that are watching the rebroadcast when you have time. I appreciate you supporting me, and I am going to continue my best to support you. This was episode 6 of an interview with someone you don't know, and remember to subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this coming up in the future. And until then, God bless America.